Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, my name is David Popovich, aka the Bookworm, and welcome to Bookworms Goosebumps Retrospective. Today, we are going to have a howling good time with number 60, Werewolf Skin. Alex is staying with his Uncle Colin and Aunt Marta in the small town of Wolf Creek. Why? Because his parents are on a business trip in France. He needed to get to Wolf Creek somehow. With Halloween coming up, Alex wants to be a werewolf, which causes his aunt and uncle to freak out about their neighbors, the Marlins. Who are the Marlins? I demanded, leaning to the front. Never mind, Uncle Colin replied sharply. Now that's strange. My aunt and uncle were certainly acting a little strange, I decided. What was your first clue? Turns out the Marlins live right next door in an old rundown house that his aunt and uncle tell him he must stay away for mysterious reasons. The Marlins live in that house, she said, lowering her voice to a whisper. She raised a finger to her lips. No more questions, okay? Just stay away from there, Uncle Colin growled. But it isn't just them. Everyone he meets, including his next door neighbor Hannah, tells him to never disturb the Marlins. Why was my uncle so upset when I asked about that house? I asked Hannah. What's the big deal? I don't really know, she replied, dropping my arm. The Marlins are supposed to be a weird old couple. I've never seen them, but I've heard stories about them. What kind of stories? I demanded. Frightening stories, she whispered. But that night, Alex sees and hears the most disturbing sound coming from the Marlins' house. I press against the glass, squinting hard. Was it a large dog? A man? I couldn't see clearly. And then I heard a long, high animal wail. The sound floated out through the window next door, floated across the narrow space between our houses. Such an ugly, frightening sound. Half human, half animal. A cry I had never heard before. Leaving Alex to discover the reason, the town is called Wolf Creek. I love this cover. It's such a simple image with the werewolf skin, but it's the way it looks. It's nasty, real bloodshot eyes, the furry paw right next to the head, and the wicked fangs to devour anyone who comes near it. Nice. All dressed up, and no place to howl. This one is up there with some of Goosebumps' best. It follows all the classic tropes with having a kid visiting distant relatives in an isolated place, creepy neighbors who are hiding something, and a classic monster to scare a new generation. The pacing is well done, the characters don't do anything too stupid, and the story builds up to a very good third act twist that you could figure out, but for a first time reader? Yeah, it will shock some people. The story doesn't slow down. Once Alex discovers the werewolves, yes, there are multiple in this story, it leads to some tense moments of him being lost in the woods with these deadly beasts. It changes up the legend a bit. Instead of a person just turning into a werewolf, they have to wear the skin of a wolf, and when the moon is out, it covers them to become real wolves. A furry dream come true. But the twist makes no sense. No, not the third act twist. That one is well thought out, heightens the danger, and leads to an interesting climax to defeat the beast. No, I'm talking about the final twist at the end. It comes out of nowhere, is explained offhandedly, and cheapens the rest of the book. Everything else about the book works so well, but it all gets undercut at the end. Still, what is here is still entertaining as all hell. The segments of Alex alone in the woods are some of the best atmosphere building the series has to offer, and when his uncle and aunt try to keep him locked up at night, adds to the feeling of isolation. Again, everything else about the book is great. The twists? Not so much, but well worth the read. What about you, Internet? What's your opinion about Werewolf Skin? Till next time, have a scary day.